In the paint, stops on a dime, gets that one to fall.
Hitting the first three for either side in this match and answers right back.
Ivor Napa for three. That straightaway three is good.
Of course, these two teams know each other well.
So now the Truth turns the ball over again. On the run and the move up. Bolina, it's good.
Casendaja, they've been doing this
Watch
for
out.
years. Oh, Lino Maring with a stop.
From the streets to the spotlight, from hometown courts to the national stage, this is Court Report. Hi everyone, I'm Stan C, delivering you the ins and outs as we march towards the 2026 Smart NBTC National Finals presented by SM Supermalls. Tough, gritty, and courageous. These are words that best describe players from South Luzon. Through the years, players from South Luzon have proven that they can hold their own against teams from all over the NBTC ecosystem. And we've seen it in names like Arvin Tolentino and the Nieto twins, Matt and Mike from Rizal. In recent years, up-and-coming stars like Ato Barba emerged from Laguna, Mac Guadana from Cavite, Boris Marasigan, and Moel Morales from Quezon. They've all made a name for themselves, while even more are emerging from as far as the Bicol region and Mindoro. These players have become key pieces, even stars of their respective teams in the college ranks and in the pros. And they're proven winners too, having given the more established teams a run for their money come the nationals. Recent examples include teams led by Coach Rexember Baldeo of Batang Chaong and Coach Brian Ayo of the Naga College Foundation Tigers, to Coach Wilson Ang leading St. Jude College of Dasmariñas to the gold in last year's Division II bracket. And as Season 16 of the NBTC heats up, we'll be getting to know more of these players and their respective journeys along the way.
Nais kong magpasalamat sa ating mabuting Mayor Acosta. Dahil hindi po to ang first time na nag-host ang Oroquieta. This is actually the second time. So we're all excited and we always look forward to the Mindanao Regional Championship because of Oroquieta City.
Itong NBTC has become the platform or the venue for our young talents to shine. Because as you know it, Oroquieta is always a basketball country. So with NBTC, we will hit two birds at the same time. One, create the enthusiasm among our young to do more, to level up. We can develop young talents to become better athletes in the coming days.
Ang NBTC kasi, ang objective talaga ng program is to identify Filipino talents. Not only here in the Philippines, but all over around the world. And we want to give them an opportunity, number one, to be able to get good education. So kung through the platform na binibigay ng NBTC, ma-recruit sila, makuha sila sa mga top colleges sa Manila or anywhere in the Philippines. So unang-una, makapag-aral silang mabuti. Pangalawa, if they want to pursue their basketball as a career, dito sila mabibigyan ng opportunity. Kasi ang NBTC is now the pathway. If you want to play in the top college tournaments like the UAAP, the NCAA, and eventually PBA. Ang iba pong mga graduates natin sa NBTC, nakuha na rin sa Japan, sa Korea, Taiwan. So yun po yung mga opportunities na nabibigay natin through the program.
Business has really picked up on the road to madness in MOA with the regional championships. And we start in Oroquieta City with the 2026 Smart NBTC Mindanao Regional Championship. Mayor Lemuel Acosta graciously welcomed the NBTC in their backyard for the second straight year as 24 teams waged war at the Oroquieta City Bayfront Arena. Participating in this year's regional championships are ITL Malaybalay from Bukidnon, Liceo de Cagayan University Titans and Toyland Bistro from Cagayan de Oro, TUCP Serbisyong Totoo from Cotabato, Lozada Farm, Max Ballers ASCII, an RSY group of companies from Davao City, and the reigning, defending, back-to-back Mindanao champion, off-campus residences Extoyo Moto of Davao City, Maragusan Risers from Davao de Oro, Batang Davnor X Finish Line Sublimation from Davao del Norte, Corjesu X NBO from Davao del Sur, One Surigao from Dinagat Islands, RMMC Bluefins from General Santos City, MSU Iligan Institute of Technology Cats from Iligan, Harbor Pilot and Team Parola Panaon from Misamis Occidental, The Misfits and 3B Printing Services from our hosts Oroquieta City, La Amistad X Bien from Misamis Oriental, St. Alexius College Knights from South Cotabato, SMS White Wolves from Surigao del Norte, Nesreen Ferndale from Zamboanga City, Lovers Gadgets from Zamboanga del Sur, Team Congressman Bangkoro from Zamboanga Sibugay. Who will be the Sultans of the South? And more importantly, who will earn the 4 elusive tickets to Madness in MOA?
When you're looking for top local talent dito sa Pilipinas, especially when it comes to basketball, maraming pagpipilian. Take South Luzon for example. You can look at Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, and Rizal. So close to Metro Manila and yet napaka-diverse talaga ng talent pool. And then you've got the hidden gems. You go to Bicol, you go to Mindoro and really explore Southern Tagalog. There's so much talent just waiting to be unearthed. It's time that we step inside our playbook and talk to 2 proud products from South Luzon. First off, he was one of the members of the NCAA Season 100 Mythical 5, Ato Barba. Hi, Ato!
Thank you po, Sir Stan. Thank you po sa lahat.
Si Ato medyo kinakabahan pa, trying to get comfortable. Sabi nga niya kanina, mas comfy siya on the court than being on set. But we'll try to change that before we end.
Yes, sir.
We've also got Coach Francis Natividad of the St. Benilde International School Tigers. Hi, Coach.
Hi, everyone.
Si Coach Francis, of course, is one of the faces of a very successful program, lalo na sa NBTC. When we're talking about South Luzon, malamang sa malamang, St. Benilde International School Tigers yung nagre-represent ng South Luzon. And that's where I want to start, Coach Francis. How did it get to that point na halos every year, it's always St. Benilde International School representing that region?
Well, it's all about the program na what we put dun sa from the management. After that, they supported the team. That is the reason why majority of the years that we played in NBTC, medyo successful yung campaign namin. So, for the last, I think 10 years, we got the seven national. We were able to represent the national level for the seven times. Mm-hmm. 3 of that straight, and the 4 other one straight also. So from there on, medyo yung St. Benilde talagang nagmarka doon sa NBTC. Mm-hmm. So we were very thankful for that because of the program ng NBTC.
Mm-hmm. And during that run, you've also crossed paths with Ato Barba here, who also has a very storied history with the NBTC. Di ba, Ato? Best defensive player, twice kang naging Mythical 5. Paano ba nakatulong yung experience mo sa NBTC into your development as a basketball player?
Ayun nga po, syempre alam naman natin as a basketball player and as a isa sa batang nangarap na makapaglaro ng basketball sa malaking arena, syempre yung NBTC yung isa sa naging way ko. Kaya nandito ako and sa career ko ngayon. Kasi NBTC talaga yung nag-develop sa akin as a player and as a person. Siyempre, ayun, alam naman natin yung kayang ibigay ng NBTC, yung program nila. And ayun, first time ko nga nun, naalala ko na nakapaglaro ko ng Mall of Asia Arena. Siyempre, ayun, pangarap ng lahat ng bata yun eh. Pero bago naman kami nakarating doon, kumbaga, mga pinagdaanan namin, nagkaroon pa kami ng local qualifiers sa Laguna. Then hanggang sa nagkaroon na ng Laguna qualifiers, ayun nga, doon kami nagkaharap ni Coach Francis. And talagang sa Laguna talaga, hindi madali makapasok doon eh. Kasi talagang dadaanan mo rin talaga yung mga teams na best of the best eh. Lalo na Calamba, Binyan, San Pedro. Kumbaga kami, Santa Rosa, represent namin. And ayun, syempre, yung NBTC talaga nakapagbigay siya ng boost sa bawat player. Syempre, unang-una, nasa national yung team nyo, makapaglaro kayo ng basketball and mapapakita yung talent ng bawat isa. And syempre, ayun, makikita mo rin yung mga childhood idol mo like mga PBA superstar na nanonood doon, na nagko-coach din. And ayun, isa rin sa advantage and ayun nga yung mga guest team natin na from international na katulad ngayon, may mga NBA player na naglalaro, katulad nila Jalen Green. Syempre, iba pa rin sa mga bata yun, lalo na kung nakalaban mo sila, syempre yung exposure na yun na madadala nila hanggang habang buhay and sa pagtanda nila. Kumbaga, NBTC talaga is one of the reason na kumbaga yung mga bata ngayon naging success, naging player ng varsity sa Manila, and NBTC yung nakikita kong dahilan kung bakit sila na-scout. Yeah.
Ato, let's start with the local qualifying tournaments. Very curious ako dun eh. Kasi, di ba, normally, lahat tayo nakatuon na yung pansin natin sa Madness in MOA kasi national finals. Pero yung local qualifying tournaments, what's that like from your perspective as a player, lalo na you're coming from Santa Rosa?
Siyempre, ayun, nung naglaro kasi ako ng NBTC, parang bago pa lang sa akin yung sasali kami ng NBTC muna, like Santa Rosa qualifiers muna. Kumbaga, wala pa kami idea kung saan kami maglalaro, kung saan kami dadalhin nun eh. Kumbaga, nung time na yun, nasa mindset lang namin is maglaro kami na maglaro. And ayun nga, syempre, pag varsity ka naman sa isang school, ayun lang naman talaga yung goal niya, maglaro and manalo. And ayun, naglalaro lang kami hanggang sa lahat ng liga namin, nakapag-champion kami. And ayun nga, umabot kami sa NBTC, nakapag-champion kami sa buong Santa Rosa. Then dumating na yung time na, ayun na, yung buong Laguna qualifiers na parang 5 teams lang kami doon. And doon ko nakalaban si Coach Francis and nakita yung St. Benilde. And doon nagsimula yung start ng career ko as a player.
Coach Francis, yung team ninyo sa St. Benilde International School, all of these are students ninyo. Wala kayong kinukuha na players from neighboring schools or other cities?
Well, ang mga players ng St. Benilde, nag-undergo sila ng tryouts. Now, there are some na they urge to transfer because nga, dahil pag sinasabing St. Benilde, sigurado makakarating ako doon sa national. But it doesn't really the factor there. Ang inaano namin talaga doon is yung program itself. No, I don't believe doon sa na para lumakas team mo, baka nang malakas na player doon sa It's all about how you develop yung players mo inside the program to compete to this level.
Gusto yung homegrown yung system?
Yes, homegrown system. Wala kaming recruits na from neighboring towns, Pero may mga players kasi nga now, they come. So, just like from Santa Rosa, place nila Ato, meron din naglalaro sa amin na from Santa Rosa and from as far as Pagsanlan, Laguna, Santa Cruz, may nakakarating sa amin na players. So, with that, napapasama sila doon sa program, yun yung nagiging nila na pamantayan doon sa sa Laguna na mag-St. Benilde tayo para makarating tayo doon sa national level. No? So, yun lang kasi yung laging sinasabi. Kaya nga nun, pag nagpapatryout ako, medyo sira ang ulo mo doon sa Because influx ng players, pipila sa'yo. Inaabot, there was a record nga na nagpatryout ako. Ang liit-liit lang ng gym ng St. Benilde. Same as parang 800 players from all over Laguna, scattered. May Batangas, mayroong Cavite. They all merged into that tryout. So, paano kung i-squeeze yan? Kukunin mo lang 15 players. So, you have to select talaga. You have to look at the players. Kung sino yung mga quality players na tingin mo will fit the system na inaano mo doon sa program mo.
What type of culture yung gusto nyong i-build dito sa program na to? Kasi di ba normally yung mga systems or programs, they're built talaga, ang backbone niya is culture. So what's the culture sa St. Benilde?
Well, syempre, first of all, ayaw mo naman matawag. You have to establish yung winning culture. you start from there. Ay nga, pag tinatama ako nun, Coach, ano bang sikreto? Hindi, bisahan niyo sa kultura. Kasi if you think that you are just whipping boys na parang laro-laro lang, ano mangyayari sa'yo? You have to set a standard. You have to set a goal, certain goal. You want your team to succeed, it must be a winning team. So you start from, you build the culture ng winning culture. So everybody naman, syempre gusto winner But from there, syempre kasama na lahat doon yung total development ng program. Sama na doon yung discipline, how these players react na ganito yung place nila doon sa team na yon. So, total talaga ng team na yung sa program. So, yun nga, yung winning culture ang pinaka-importanting ma-establish mo sa basketball.
Yung sinabi mong opportunity, it basically manifests in yung presence ng mga scouts or ng mga coaches ng bigger programs. In your case, yung last NBTC season mo, nasa LPU Cavite ka na, di ba? So you were basically part of the pirate system. So meron ba mga lumapit sa'yo na ibang coach or ibang scouts from other programs because of your performance sa NBTC?
Yung first year ko pa na paglalaro sa NBTC after nung Laguna ko, talagang nandun lahat ng mga scouts. Siyempre, ayun nga, nakakuha ko ng ano din kumbaga nakakuha ko ng bonus, yung individual award nga. Kumbaga, naging part ako ng Mythical 5 ng NBTC and at the same time, sumabay din yung most defensive player of the year noon. And ayun, may mga school na nag-scout sa akin noon. Siyempre, ayun, una kong kinonsider noon, siyempre, that time kasi talagang di pa ako sanay lumayo sa family ko. Kumbaga, parang ang naging number one na kalaban ko noon, yung homesick talaga Kumbaga, ayun. And ayun, ay naging journey ko. And ayun nga, napadpad din ako sa Adamson dahil sa NBTC. And ayun nga, may mga friends ako. Tapos ito sila, Tito Francis, teammate. Naging teammate ko rin kasi yung anak ni Coach Francis sa Adamson. And ayun yung mga unang naging close ko doon Kasi syempre, mga taga Batang Laguna. Kumbaga, ayun, ayun, NBTC talaga. Talagang wala akong, kumbaga, yung career ko talaga sa NBTC nagsimula.
You put on that jersey, you think of names like CJ Perez, Gary David. Diba? These are legends in the local game right now. CJ Perez still at the top of his game. Nafe-feel mo ba na kailangan mong pantayan yung mga nagawa nila habang suot nila yung Lyceum uniform?
Para sa sarili ko naman po kasi yung mga ginawa naman po nung mga kuya ko or yung mga ano ng school, mga legend, syempre pinaghirapan po nila yun. Kumbaga kanya-kanyang trabaho yun Kumbaga ako, syempre gusto ko lang din ipakita na yung sarili kong kakayahan, kumbaga yung maitutulong ko sa LPU. And ayun, kung ano man yung nagmarka sa LPU na kung ano man yung natulong ng Barba, masaya na ako doon. Kumbaga, wala naman ako hinahabol na kailangan malagpasan ko yung mga nagawa ng mga kuya ko, yung mga dating player. Kumbaga ako, as a player, inaano ko lang yung sarili ko na bibigay ko lang yung best ko and kung ano yung maging resulta, kumbaga, ayun lang yung mindset ko, gano'n.
Coach Francis, balik tayo sa inyo. You mentioned earlier that you see to it, you attend yung mga sessions by the top coaches in the country. But how did you even get started with coaching?
Well, actually, nag-start talaga ako ng coaching because, yun nga, when I came back from playing abroad, I saw my son growing up. Talagang malaki. Kasi that time, he was in grade 4 elementary. Member na siya nung team.
Varsity.
Varsity team. Kaya lang, nakikita ko na para bang kulang. Now, I'm not blaming the coach na nag-handle sa kanya, no? Pero parang naisip ko na, teka, why not ako na lang magturo doon sa anak ko na ganito. Ang una ko sa yung purpose, i-coach lang yung anak ko. Then, nakita ng school na since alumni ka doon, na sabi niya, di ba? Ikaw yung dating varsity namin dito. Gusto mo bang i-handle yung program ng ano? No, ako, gusto ko lang kasi turuan yung anak ko. Hindi, kasi nakikita namin yung legacy mo naman dito sa school. Ng player ka, gano'n. So, why not give it a try? Sige po, kayo po, kung gusto ninyo. Pero start ko lang sa elementary. Kasi ang goal ko lang naman nun, turuan yung anak ko.
Okay.
From there on, pick up. The first time na hinandle ko yung program na yun, natuwa yung school. Because they were able to represent yung regional meet ng DepEd.
Hindi pa to St. Benilde, sir?
Hindi pa. Letran ka lang ba? So, nakapasok doon. From there on, tuloy-tuloy na yung success ng team. Hanggang sa makapaglaro ng palarong pambansa, na-select yung anak ko, makapaglaro sa palarong pambansa. So, pero ano lang siya noon, tawag dito, addition, hugot ng San Beda, San Beda program. Since, yun nga, 11-year-old kid, 6-footer, 6'1", malaking bagay. So, nakarating siya ng palarong pambansa. From there on, na-recruit na siya ng University sa Manila. Ako naman, tinutuloy-tuloy ko lang yung kahit wala na siya, doon sa program ko, etong mga community na, ayun, mga parents, especially mga parents, na, coach, baka pwede yung anak ko rin. Handle mo, ganito, ganito. From there on, nag-start na talaga yung coaching career na, ay ganito, so, I transferred school. Ganun pa rin, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung success noon. So, hanggang sa, naging nakasanayan ko na, okay, tinanggap ko na sarili ko na, I'm a coach. Kasi tawag na nila sa akin, lahat makasalubong ko, coach. So, yun na, from there on, inano ko na lang yung experience ko playing when I was in varsity. Then, from there on, inaral ko. Nag-subscribe ako doon sa mga dati kasi, may mga tutorials sa web. Makikita mo. Then, meron ako mga books na binili. Naral ko paano mag-handle ng team. Coach, start tayo sa grassroots, papunta sa taas. Then eventually, that paved the way for me into coaching. So, up to now, yun na yung ginagawa ko.
And it's not like you came from out of nowhere. Kasi you did play at the college level, diba? Sa University of Manila.
In Manila, Adamson. So, from there, medyo, yun lang kasi, playing basketball, hindi ako successful Because, injuries. During that time, ang player, pag na-injury, wala na. Not unlike now. Na-injury players, 3 to 6 months, you can recover, pwede ka nang bumalik.
Yung sports science, nag-progress na kasi.
Yes. But during my time, walang ganon. So, I have to endure the pain. Naglalaro ako, may injury ako. But, para bang, inaano ko na, hindi ako tatagal, hindi naman ako aabot sa dulo. Why not concentrate na lang sa nag-corporate job, hanggang sa bumalik yung yung for the love of basketball. Balik ako dito.
Pero kahit paano may legitimacy naman yung yung resume nyo, because you told me earlier in the makeup chair na you were almost part of the Laguna Lakers sa NBA, diba? It seems like a legend from a time gone by. Tapos nakapaglaro din kayo with Wellcoat before na bago sila sumabak sa PBL. So you had these experiences, and then you mentioned playing overseas.
Yeah.
With whom did you play?
I played for 3 years in Dubai, which is that time, natawag yung PBA Dubai. So there was a certain, but it's not affiliated with the PBA.
Hindi siya sanctioned officially.
Kaya lang, napakalaking tournament yun doon. Ang mga kalaban mo doon, mga ex-PBA player din dito, ex-collegiate players. So doon kami nagkakaharap, naglalaban-laban.
Do you remember names ng mga nakakalaban nyo doon?
Si Booker ng UE, Harlan yun ng Santa Lucia, those players of Cebu Gems ng defunct NBA. Nandun lahat sila, isang team sila, magkakasama sila doon. Richard Calyao, yung mga legends ng NBA before. Harlan yun, sa team namin, yung kami, nila Jimboy Robillos, Lito Saigo, Pimentel, which is mga household name din before, dito sa Manila. So, doon kami nagkita-kita, naglaban-laban. Then, from there, na-build na lang namin yung magkakalaban tayo dito, pero isa tayo, pare-pareho tayong lahi. Ang manager nyo, foreigner. Para bang kami yung pinaglalaban-laban. So, doon na, yung napakataas din ng competition. So, doon, pro ka din. Pro din yung status nyo.
Right.
So,
and that's the type of stuff you bring into your program.
Yes. Kaya nung umuwi ako dito, sabi ko, ayoko na maglaro dahil nga age na rin, factor na rin yung age. So, I venture into coaching. So, yun na yung naging So, lahat ng experiences mo while you're playing, magagamit mo din naman Pero syempre, playing is different from coaching. Coaching kasi, every day you have to learn. You have to study. Hindi pwedeng tumigil ka
Right.
You have to master your craft. Kasi pag tumigil ka sa coaching, nananalo ka, okay na ako doon, manalo na ako. You never know, yung mga kasunod mong coaches na nanonood sa'yo noon, pag hindi ka na eventually they will surpass you. And it will come. It will come naman. It will happen. So, kaya lang, for the meantime, while you're still do it, you have to master the craft and you have to improve your craft. You have to learn every day. You have to study pa rin.
Ano yung may papayo nyo sa mga lifelong hoopers na talagang they only see basketball as the way forward, hindi mo alam di ba? A bad play can really just mess up your trajectory, di ba? You could get injured, baka hindi mo na ma-realize yung pangarap mo. From your experience, ano yung masishare ninyo?
Lalo na sa mga players, no, na given a chance to be part of a varsity program, no, don't waste the opportunity na nandiyan ka. So might as well na you have to balance everything, no, from practices, daily practices, games, and your academics. Dahil eventually, yun nga, just like Ato said, no, you never know until when ka makakapaglaro eh. But if you have the diploma as your kumbaga, pag na-fall ka ng paglalaro mo, pwede kang rebound kasi you are graduate, meron kang title. So, you can use that para makapaghanap buhay ka or makahanap ka ng trabaho. So, napaka-importante rin talaga ng while you're in the program, you see to it na mag-aaral ka, na tapusin mo yung pag-aaral mo. Usually naman, 4 to 5 years lang naman yan. Yung academics eh. So, tiyagain mo na. Then, while enjoying the game, at the same time, nag-aaral ka, in the future, yun yung fallback mo. Yung diploma mo. So advice ko sa inyo, sa mga bata, sa mga naglalaro, academics pa rin ang importante. Kailangan makatapos.
Ato, sabi mo 3 subjects to go. Ano ba yung course na tatapusin mo sa Lyceum?
Business management po yung course ko ngayon eh. Pero ayun nga, 3 subject na lang ako, mga thesis na lang din.
Pag-usapan naman natin yung identity ng mga taga South Luzon. Meron bang parang sariling branding ang mga players or ang mga teams from South Luzon? Let's start with you, Coach Francis.
Well, yan yeah. So, sa South Luzon, level of competition ng players, different programs, school programs, clubs, lalo na ngayon, dumadami na yung mga clubs. Talagang yung basketball sa South Luzon is medyo talagang, I can say, maangat na rin talaga. Na able na rin sumabay doon sa mga programs from Manila. No? So, nga lang, kailangan talaga masuporta.
Ato, ikaw naman, as a player, meron pa rin bang pagkakaiba yung mga players and teams from South Luzon versus yung mga taga Metro Manila?
Sa perspective ko naman po, kumbaga yung training or yung mga program naman, kaya naman ipagawa ng mga coaches sa mga katulad sa amin, taga Laguna, na same program sa Manila. Kasi ang nakikita ko naman po kasi yung mga player na nasa Manila, sila na yung mga players na from province na kumbaga hinug na or ano. Kaya para sa akin kasi yung Manila tsaka yung province, pantay-pantay lang sila para sa akin. Kaya nilang kumbaga yung performance nila, kumbaga yung sipag ng mga player, kaya naman gawin na kahit mga taga Manila. And magkakatalo na lang talaga dyan is ayun nga, katulad ng lalo na sa basketball sa Manila, hindi lang naman puro physical conditioning, kumbaga may mentally conditioning din yan. Kumbaga doon na lang magkakasubukan sa mental
Narinig natin kanina yung advice ni Coach Francis para sa mga students, sa mga players, to have a backup plan in case something goes wrong. Pero for you, Ato, na your story is just beginning, di ba? Kakatapos lang ng NCAA career mo, you're moving on to the professional ranks. Ano yung maipapayo mo sa mga younger students dyan? Pwedeng mga kapwa taga South Luzon, kapwa taga Laguna, or any other Filipino basketball player watching, hoping to get to the level na naabot mo?
Sa mga kapwa ko aspiring athletes, sa mga kapwa player ko na nangangarap na makapaglaro sa mga big leagues like NBTC and UAAPNC, ayun lang, sana hindi kayo sumuko kahit anong mga challenges na dumating sa inyo. Tuloy-tuloy lang, and wag nyo rin kakalimutan na yung disiplina sa sarili and kay God and yung pag-aaral ay yung pinaka-importante. Yung basketball naman, nandyan lang yan eh. Pero yung pag-aaral, yung diploma, ay yun talaga yung magiging fallback natin mga basketball player.
Coach Francis, as we march closer to literally the month of March, kasi national finals natin sa NBTC, what can we expect from the St. Benil International School Tigers?
Well, as early as now, no, ditong ano to, we are already preparing para do sa upcoming season ng NBTC, together with the other leagues that we're playing in, no. So hopefully, the team will make it through again sa national finals, going to the March Madness, no. So ano naman tayo na yung mga bata, because of hunger nga na gusto lahat makarating sa MOA, gusto maglaro doon, no? So, we see to it na continue yung program, na ito yung sinulan natin, we're still building characters, discipline, and lahat na ng aspect para to be able to develop a good basketball player, ginagawa naman natin yan. So, kasama lahat yun sa program.
Maraming salamat, Coach Francis, and sana magkita-kita nga talaga tayo this March at Madness in MOA. And Ato, thank you very much for being generous with your stories and with your time, at good luck sa next step ng professional career mo. There you have it. South Luzon represented here on the Court Report from Santa Rosa, Laguna, Ato Barba, formerly of the LTU Pirates, and Coach Francis Natividad of the St. Benilde International School Tigers. Thanks again to our guests, Ato Barba and Coach Francis Natividad, for sharing all of those stories and reflections with us on this week's episode. Tune in again next week, Friday at 7 p.m. for another dose of highlights and updates from your NBTC. Until then, I'm Stan C, and I'll catch you next week for another edition of your Court Report.
In the paint, stops on a dime, gets that one to fall.
Hitting the first three for either side in this match, and answers right back.
Ivor Napa, 4-3. That straightaway three is good.
Of course, these two teams know each other well.
So now the Truth turns the ball over again. On the run in the move up, Bolina is good.
Kasendahan, they've been doing this
Watch
for
out.
years. Oh, Lino Mari with a stop.